It starts with a phone that won't stop buzzing at 11:47 p.m. You're 17. You're standing in an alley behind a laundromat on 4th Street, and the phone in your pocket belongs to someone else. You just don't know that yet. Level 1, the runner. The corner belongs to a man named Dax, and you don't know his last name because nobody does. He hands you a backpack holding 40 small bags, each one worth $20 on the street and worth your freedom if a cop looks the wrong way at the wrong time, telling you not to touch it, not to count it in the open, not to talk to anyone you don't already know. Your job is simple. Carry, deliver, collect, repeat. For $50 a day, cash, no records, no receipts, no proof you exist in this economy at all. The first time a customer's hands shake harder than yours, you realize everyone here is scared, even the people who look calm, and you tell yourself this is temporary the way everyone at this level tells themselves that. Level 2, proving yourself. 3 months in, Dax stops watching you so closely, and that's the promotion. Nobody says congratulations because trust here isn't given, it's measured in small tests you don't know you're taking. He starts sending you to collect debts, not violence. Not yet, just presence, standing in doorways while grown men avoid your eyes and count out crumpled bills. And you learn the vocabulary of the street until words like product and clean money and dirty money sit easy in your mouth. One night a customer tries to shortchange you $15 and you let it go, and Dax finds out, and he doesn't yell, he just looks at you and says that's $15 that comes out of your cut now. And the lesson lands harder than any lecture could because mercy is expensive here and you can't afford it. Level 3, trusted hands. You've been promoted to moving weight now, actual product, not just street-level bags, 2 kilos taped under a car seat, $34,000 worth of risk-riding shotgun next to you on a 40-minute drive across town. You meet Marisol, who runs distribution for 3 neighborhoods and doesn't smile when she talks to you. She studies you, telling you that you're either useful or you're a liability, that there's no in-between tier for people she likes. You start memorizing routes that avoid cameras, learning which officers can be paid and which ones can't, learning the difference between a stash house and a trap house and why confusing the two gets people killed. And somewhere in these months you stop flinching at the word consequences. It becomes just another word. Level 4, the operator. You run your own crew now. 6 runners answer to you the way you once answered to Dax. And you set prices, settle disputes, decide who eats and who doesn't, with $180,000 moving through your hands in a good month, none of it touching a bank. A runner named Theo schemes $2,000 from a shipment and you find out within a day because everyone finds out everything eventually, and you have to decide what happens to him. You don't hurt him, you make an example instead, cutting him out entirely and telling everyone why, letting the silence do the punishing, and it works. Nobody schemes from you again. The money changes how people look at you, and the looking changes how you carry yourself. You stand differently now, and you don't remember when that started. Level 5, the insider. Marisol brings you into rooms you didn't know existed, where product enters the city before it ever touches a street corner, where deals are negotiated in kilograms and represented in phone codes nobody outside this room would understand. You're not muscle anymore, you're a mind, a problem solver, and when a shipment gets seized at the border, you're the one who reroutes 3 weeks of supply through a cousin's auto shop without missing a single delivery. Respect at this level isn't loud, it's quiet nods, people waiting for you to speak first, and you buy a house under someone else's name and go to your sister's graduation and shake hands with people who have no idea what your hands have carried. The 2 lives don't touch. You've gotten good at making sure of that. Level 6, authority. You control supply lines across 4 neighborhoods now, and people below you don't know your real name. They know a name you chose for this life, and that name carries more weight than the one your mother gave you. You settle disputes between crews that would have turned violent under lesser leadership, setting interest rates on fronted product and punishment tiers for theft and territory lines that shift only when you say they shift, with $1.2 million moving through your network this year even though you've never held more than $40,000 of it in your hands at once. A rival crew tests your territory and you don't respond with violence, you respond with information, ending their operation without a single shot fired, because power, you're learning, isn't about what you're willing to do, it's about what people believe you're willing to do. You haven't slept 8 hours in 2 years. Level 7, the broker. You don't deal drugs anymore. You deal in access, who gets product, who gets protection, who gets information about the people trying to bring the whole structure down. And 3 separate organizations answer to arrangements you brokered even though you've never met most of the people whose lives depend on your decisions. A federal investigation opens 2 counties over, and you know before the target does. You always know before the target does, so you quietly restructure everything and insulate yourself 3 layers deep and let someone else absorb the fall. And that someone else is Theo, the runner you once let walk away with mercy, back in the network deeper now, expendable in a way he doesn't understand yet. You feel something when you make that call. You make it anyway. Level 8, the architect. You don't touch product, you don't touch cash, you don't touch anyone directly anymore, and your name exists in 3 languages across 4 countries, none of them the one you were born with. You sit in a house with no photographs on the walls, no proof you ever lived any other life, and the system runs without you needing to lift a hand, because you built it to survive you, and people call this untouchable, but they're wrong, because untouchable just means alone, and the isolation isn't a side effect of the power, it's the price of it. You think sometimes about the alley behind the laundromat, about the backpack, about believing this was temporary. It was never temporary. It was just slow. Somewhere across the city, a boy stands in an alley behind a laundromat, a backpack heavy on his shoulders, a phone buzzing in his pocket that doesn't belong to him yet. He thinks he understands the rules. He doesn't, but he will.